So I'm curious. How are we doing? We doing okay? Okay. This I cannot deal with. I cannot deal with this emptiness in front of me. I have a longing in my life for Stephen to rip over the couch. Dude, Stephen, did you have like a couple energy drinks? I don't think I've seen you this active before. I love it, man. I love it. I like the side of Stephen. He is pumped, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. Okay. Life is better. There was nobody on this couch, and there's like 17 people around this tiny little table. But that's cool. That's cool. I mean, it's great. It's great. We like that. We like that. Although I think there's a couple man laws being broken, and they're very close gentlemen. But that's okay. It's all right. We'll forgive them. Yes, Youth Ministry 101, making new people feel awkward, bad thing to do. Okay, good to know. Made that note, not going to do that again. Okay, I got a question for you guys. When I say cross, what comes to mind? When I say the cross, what comes to your mind?
Chain necklace.
Chain necklace, very good.
Italian people. No.
Right, what else? Yeah? Plus sign? Okay, no, right? What else? I mean, seriously, what comes to mind? When I say the cross, what comes to mind? Jesus died on the cross. What? Manslaughter. Absolutely. Manslaughter, for sure. Empty. Okay. What else? Maybe I'll rephrase it this way. If I were to ask you, all right, what is the symbol of our faith, what would you say? Cross, right? I mean, we got it on our cool little background. Courtesy of Bluefish TV. Thank you, Jeff, for hooking us up with that. Right, the cross. The cross seems to be kind of the symbol of our faith, right? Or it seems to be something that we cling to, right? Oh, the old rugged cross. There's songs written many centuries before you were born. You talk about it. The cross is a common theme in our music and our graphics and whatever, right? Cross. What is the biggest object in that room? Cross, right? What? I guess lately I'm trying to get myself fired apparently because I'm liking to start my messages with something insanely controversial. How do you feel about this when I say there's nothing really all that wonderful about the cross? Right? It's not that special. In fact, it's horrible. It's terrible. Nothing good about the cross.
Heavy guillotine is your symbol.
Heavy guillotine is your symbol. I mean, exactly. What was the cross in Jesus' time? Now, if you've been here over the last month or so, we've been really trying to look at the first century, the time when Jesus actually physically walked the earth. A lot of times I think in the back of our mind we picture Jesus almost as if he lived today. We kind of look at him in those ways. He wears, whatever you would like to picture him as. But we tend to think of things based on how we view the world. But the world was a little different 2,000 years ago. Just a little bit. No iPhones? Yeah, right? No internet? What? No text messaging? Crazy world they lived in back then. No Facebook. I might have still been there. I'm not so sure. We'll have to look that up. But the cross. What was the cross 2,000 years ago?
Fear.
What? Fear?
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's great. Here's what the cross was. The Romans came up with it. It was a Messiah-killing machine. The cross was a Messiah-killing machine. See, what was the Messiah? 2,000 years ago, if I said Messiah, what would probably come to mind? We've been talking about this over the last couple months. Nobody would say Jesus. Yeah. Hero. Savior. If I was a Roman soldier, and I came up to you and said, dude, I think the Messiah's over there, what are you thinking? Kill him, right. Because why? Terrorist. Messiah's going to be terrorist. He's going to do everything he can to overthrow the current government. That is what the Messiah was. So, they created this torture device called the cross. It primarily served to kill would-be messiahs. If you saw somebody hanging on a cross, you'd go, yep, that guy failed. Seriously, That is exactly what you would do. Now, we like to think, sometimes maybe because if you don't study history, you may think that Jesus was one of the few killed on the cross. We know there was 3, right? This picture is completely incorrect. We need to get rid of it because there's supposed to be 3 of them. But Jesus was one of literally thousands of people killed on a cross. They would sometimes crucify hundreds of people at one time on crosses scattered all across the horizon. They were killing would-be messiahs.
Didn't they use it for criminals too?
Yeah, for criminals too, but a specific kind of criminal. Now, I'm sure they had other uses for it, but primarily, this is based on some of the research I've done, and believe me, I'm not Indiana Jones, so I don't know everything about history. I don't have a whip. I do have a man satchel, though, if you ever see me walking around. And in the winter, I have a brown leather coat that's kind of Indiana Jones-like, so I put the 2 together, and I'm like, I'm not going to lie, I do that in my head, and sometimes out loud, when I'm walking around. But anyway, that's a little, it's embarrassing. Don't mention that again. Okay, so anyway, they were primarily killed, or used to kill would-be messiah. So again, you're walking along, you're going into Sephora, you're going into Jerusalem, you're going into any one of the major Jewish cities, you see a bunch of people hanging on the cross, you go, yep, they failed. Tried, or at least the Romans thought they were going to be messiahs, or terrorists, or zealots was another word they used back then. Basically, somebody who was radically passionate about seeing Israel overthrow the Romans. So they'd go about killing them, or burning buildings, or doing things like that, robbing, all kinds of things. So, again, keep this in the back of your mind. The cross in the time of Jesus was a sign of failure. If he ended up on that thing, something went really wrong.
Or you did something really wrong.
Yeah, or you did something really wrong. Right. Okay.